أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. الحمد لله الذي بنعمته تتم الصالحات. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. عربي إنجليزي، أنا شايف معظم الإخوة عرب ما شاء الله. المخيم يعني عبارة عن حاجة ترفيهية، لكن لا يخلو من المحاضرات، مش محاضرات لكن تذكرة، وذكر فإن الذكرى تنفع المؤمنين. وما شاء الله الأخوات خذوا حظهم النهارده من محاضرة قيمة مع الشيخ حمدي قبل ما نصلي يعني. لكن إن شاء الله دي هتكون زي أسئلة وأجوبة، حلقة مفتوحة يعني في كل شيء. فإن شاء الله نبتدي ببعض آيات الذكر الحكيم، ثم نسعد إن شاء الله مع الشيخ حمدي بكلمة صغيرة إن شاء الله. ومعانا الأخ أحمد مصطفى من شيكاغو، وهو يعمل مع اليوث، he's a youth activist. إن شاء الله نستفيد من خبرته مع اليوث، لأن اليوث هم المستقبل في هذا البلد إن شاء الله. فنبدأ إن شاء الله. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون. لا يستوي أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة، أصحاب الجنة هم الفائزون. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر. سبحان الله عما يشركون. هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور، له الأسماء الحسنى، يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. صدق الله العظيم. نحن على ذلك من الشاهدين. إن شاء الله نبتدئ مع الشيخ حمدي، جزاك الله خير. نبدأ مع اليوس إن شاء الله لعله خير. إن شاء الله نبتدئ مع أخونا أحمد مصطفى، فليتفضل مشكورا.
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. I'm not sure if you're expecting Arabic, but you're going to get English. Okay, because that's what I got.
Everybody English, inshallah.
I was told to speak in regards to some of the youth stuff that I've done. Just to kind of a recap of my life. I lived in Chicago, pretty much in the refugee community, which is very well known, I think, throughout the States. I got active, I would say, around college. And after I graduated, there was a new measure that was built around my house. They were looking for volunteers. So I really stepped into a gold mine in the sense of working with youth. So it's been about 10 years now, almost a decade of me working with young individuals. I started with middle school kids, and from there as time progressed, I taught younger kids and older ones as well. So I get, the one question I get a lot is the responsibility of whose problem is it, or whose responsibility is it to raise youth? Is it the parents' responsibility? Is it the community's responsibility? Is it society's responsibility? So I'm going to give you a story, and this will recap everything. Gandhi, who is not Muslim, when he was a young boy, he was known to be a horrible kid. Gandhi's very well known in the history books as someone that strived for independence for his country, that cared for his people. And as a young boy, he would commit any sin that he could possibly do. So subhanAllah, one day his dad tells him, here's some money, I need you to go to the store and get some products, some groceries. So Gandhi takes the money, he goes to the store, he buys the groceries. So he gives the groceries back to his dad. And the dad says, okay, where's the money? So Gandhi gives him the money. So Gandhi's father is not stupid and realizes that Gandhi stole some of the money. So Gandhi's father says, where's the rest of the money? And Gandhi says, they raised the prices. So subhanAllah, Gandhi's father knew that it was a lie. So Gandhi's father did the most severe punishment you would ever think of. Instead of punishing Gandhi, his son, guess what he punishes? Himself. Because he looked at it as this: if my son is committing this sin of stealing, it's not due to him, it's due to me as a father, being a poor father. So then Gandhi's father said for 2 weeks straight, instead of taking transportation to work, whether it was a car or a bus, he walked to work. And he worked a far distance. So a point that his shoes, there's no sole on his shoe, he's hitting the ground, the part of his feet are actually bleeding. So when Gandhi saw his father, the punishment that he gave to himself, he said, I will never try to commit a sin and I'll never steal again. And Gandhi said that changed his life, to care about other people versus caring for himself. So this story is very touching to me, even though he's not a Muslim. But he looked at it as if what? If there's a problem in the community, I'm not going to blame the community, I'm going to blame myself. Whose responsibility is it? So one of the reasons why I started getting into youth work, I'll say this, I'm going to end right here because I don't want to take too much time, is in our city that I used to live in, which is called Orland Park, the nearby city is called Tinley Park. And the detective of Tinley Park actually came to our masjid and said the leading drug traffickers, which are drug dealers, are Arab, Muslimin. The leading drug traffickers. And I don't live in this is an affluent area, it's very wealthy. It's not like what you would see as a ghetto. Very nice homes. But the leading drug traffickers are Arab Muslimin. And they use alibi, and we say when they commit a crime, we were at the masjid. So the police detective would have to go and see our video camera to see if they were really there. So I remember, subhanAllah, was in Ramadan, probably like around 2005. It was me, one of the board members, and the detective. And he says, this is a problem, you need to fix it in your community. So we started talking, and I said, listen, the older crowd, the kids that are committing these crimes, that are 17, 18, 19, 20, they don't look up to us. If you want to fix the problem, guess what we have to do? We got to focus on the younger kids. The kids that are in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 7th grade, because these are the kids that are going to be they're looking for someone to look up to. So they'll look at us as someone at school, we like basketball, we like sports. They'll look up to us rather than the drug dealers. So subhanAllah, we started this youth program at that time. Yeah, let's fast forward 10 years. I talked to the detective. The detective said the problem has been completely erased. Those kids that we started talking to at elementary school, they're 22 years old right now. At that time, 10 years ago, we had our first halaqah. It was around, I would say, 7 kids. I kid you not, at the masjid right now, there's over about 500 kids that come to the masjid on a weekly basis. Not at the same time, but there's different programs for different ages. Those kids that were in 7th grade, 6th grade at a time are actually leading halaqah to 50, 60 kids for specific age groups. It can be done. The situation is, who do you need to give your attention to? I think most of the times we kind of neglect the younger kids and be like, no, we'll just put them over there. Wallahi, they're our future, man. They're going to be in this country. They're going to be leading the way. So you should look at them and say, we have to do everything in our power, and everything that we try to do, we have to empower them. And I'll end with this, is to make them feel comfortable at the masjid. Yesterday, I do a youth program at ICOI, Irvine, and there was a few new kids that came to the masjid. And for the time for Salah, wallahi, they did not know how to pray. They're moving around, they're turning around, as the Imam is saying, Allahu Akbar, they're mocking the Imam. Allahu Akbar, and they're just joking around. And they're new to the masjid. I think 10 years ago, if I would have saw them, I would have lectured them. When you're praying, you face it, Allah's in front of you, being mindful of people. You know what I said to them? Well, it's awesome to see you guys. Well, you guys did an excellent job. They did a horrible job. But I said, you did such an excellent job. Well, that's so beautiful to see you guys. Please come back. My dad passed away from lung cancer. And whenever he spoke for 40 years, and every time he would go to the doctor's office, the doctor was always nice to him. And then me and my dad wanted to go back to the hospital to get treatment. How if the doctor was mean to him? You want me to treat you? You've been smoking for 40 years. No, I'm not going to treat you. It was judgmental towards him. I guarantee you, my father, Allah, he would never have came back to the hospital. But the doctor was very kind to him. And that made him want to come. The masjid is a spiritual hospital. So when you see kids making mistakes or doing things that are wrong, Allah, they don't want to be criticized. Be nice to them, smile at them. Say, you bring light to the masjid. You are beautiful people. Keep on coming. If they make mistakes, correct them. But if they're new, honestly, don't correct them. Just uplift them. So I apologize. I'm a little bit over. Is that well said?
Jazakallah khair, Brother Ahmed. Experience with young generation, young kids, it is really need a lot of talent, a lot of experience, and a lot of good ways to make those kids love the masjid. And like I said before, they are the future. So inshallah, we listen to Sheikh Hamdy for a few minutes, and we open a discussion especially about raising kids in this country because it is really a challenge. So Sheikh Hamdy.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. دائرة مغلقة علينا، دائرة الشباب، دائرة مغلقة يجب أن نقتحمها وأن نعرف أسرارها. We must come inside this closed circle for the youth and their challenges in this life, and so we must know what is the realities inside. So Brother Ahmed, mashallah, he opened the door. But when he mentioned the story of Gandhi, I remember also a story for a Muslim. When we talk about Turkey, who opened Turkey for Islam? Muhammad al-Fatih. Who is his father? Father of Muhammad al-Fatih. What's his name? Sultan Murad. Sultan Murad الثاني, the father of Muhammad al-Fatih. When Muhammad al-Fatih was a young boy, he sent him to learn Quran. But Muhammad al-Fatih was very strong and taking care of his gym and so on. Then was still young. When he went to the first teacher, Quranic teacher, the teacher started to teach him. Then he did mistakes. Then the teacher punished him. Then he fought with the teacher. And he won. He was stronger than the teacher. Then the teacher said, no way. He said, stop this kid. You come. Then moved to another teacher. The same happened. The third one. Then he came to the fourth one. But the fourth one, he got all stories. Then he dealt with him in the right way. After that, he became Muhammad al-Fatih. 18 years old, he opened Al-Qustantiniya. he became one of the famous people. So it means I want to highlight some points before opening that discussion يعني for everyone إن شاء الله. الإسلام ليس نظام جزئي للحياة. It's not partial system for the life. It's a complete system. It's a complete system. Every single action we are doing should be based on the way of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. And the best thing to know that we must know why Allah created us. Allah created us for what? We must know the purpose of creation. لازم نعرف ربنا خلقنا ليه؟ خلقنا ليه؟ ربنا بيقول انتم مفكرين مخلوقين كده وخلاص؟ أفحسبتم أنما خلقناكم عبثا. Do you think that we have created you just for nothing? عبثا وأنكم إلينا لا ترجعون. فتعالى الله الملك الحق لا إله إلا هو رب العرش الكريم. تعالى الله تبارك وتعالى. It's impossible in the sight of Allah to create something in this life with no reason, with no wisdom behind. Allah created us for a purpose. And what is the purpose? What is the job? What our job in this life? To worship Allah. But what is the meaning of worship? Ibadah. It's ibadah only salah or zakat. No, Allah. Every single work in this life as positive work after being a Muslim, it is good cause will be considered as ibadah. That's ibadah. Will be in our case. So Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala said in the end of Surah Al-A'raf, قل إن Surah Al-An'am, in the end of Surah Al-An'am, قل إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله. قل إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله رب العالمين لا شريك له وبذلك أمرت وأنا أول المسلمين. Islam has put the rule for the leader, the ummah, the president, how to deal with the followers. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala and His Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, they showed us, even if someone he moved just something from the way of people, Allah will reward him. If someone he just gave water to a dog, thirsty dog, that's Allah will reward him for maybe a Jannah for that. So it's just to come to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, but يعني in all sides of life. يا أيها الذين آمنوا ادخلوا في السلم كافة. Come to the Islam as Islam, submission to God, as it covers all aspects of life. It's not one side. The one who's taking care of kids, especially girls. The Prophet highlighted girls. It doesn't mean girls better than boys or boys better than girls. But he highlighted girls because some people they hate girls, especially in the Arab area before. قال من كانت له ابنة فأحسن تربيتها. If someone has a girl, but he raised her well, Allah will reward him in Jannah. If he has two, he started by three. Hadith to mention the hadith, يعني completely. Prophet started the hadith by mentioning three girls. من كانت له ثلاث بنات فأحسن تربيتها. Allah will reward him in Jannah. If he has three girls, then you raise them well, Allah will reward you in Jannah. Then a lady she asked, what about two? Prophet Muhammad, what about two? If a lady she listed some us, they have two girls only, not three. He said, وَجَارِيَةً. Then someone she has one. She said, what about one? قالت وواحدة يا رسول الله. قال وواحدة. If you raised girl, but in the correct way, in the good way, in the right way, we ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to guide us to be number one as good individuals, number two as good family, number three as good society. Then, inshallah, will come after that the good government and the good, inshallah, Islamic country.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh Hamd. Inshallah, we open the discussion by, just saying the question, or comments or anything like this, inshallah. So, I I like somebody, people to, inshallah, ask questions to Brother Ahmed here and, take in his experience, those 10 years, really, Sheikh Hamdy was asked, alhamdulillah, we ask him all the time. Go ahead, sister. Sisters, please listen. Yeah, go ahead.
She's trying to get translation. Translation in English and to Arabic.
To Arabic too?
Yeah.
Inshallah.
So the question is, what are the programs that you guys have for the youth masjid and the age group for each program?
Okay.
So I'm no longer with that community. I moved about 2 years ago to California. But in that community right now, what happened was, I'll kind of give you the breakdown. Once I had those middle school kids, I would say for a good 3 to 4 years, I would meet with them on a weekly basis. As they entered high school, they had a good foundation. We began to understand Arabic, reading the Quran, they understood the lives of the prophets, we learned the seerah. So there was a foundation in which they had. So our next thing was empowerment. How do we empower those kids to do and be active at the masjid? I think any masjid should always focus not to build followers, but to build leaders. I think that's very, very critical. We have enough followers as it is. We need leaders to come and to do things within their high school and within their masjid. So the kids, once they enter freshman and sophomore year of high school, they began to teach the middle school kids. And they started teaching the kids in elementary school. So then we broke down different halakat for them. As they would continue to learn through mine, then they would go down to the younger kids as well. And then gradually it would shift, where now more kids are coming. It wasn't all over I think for a good 3 or 4 years, it was about 10, 15 kids. And then subhanAllah went to 50, and then it went to 100. What happens is when certain kids start coming into the halakah themselves, and when you do good, Allah puts it where we feel good. We pray to Allah right now, but we feel good. Right? And when you commit a sin, you feel crummy. That's min Allah, that's fitr, right? That's our human instincts. So when kids started coming to the masjid and started enjoying it, they started telling everybody about it. Come to the masjid, it's awesome, it's really good fun activities. So as that format started happening, more people coming to the masjid. And then when you start having hundreds of kids coming, then we had to have where we had a program director to manage all the programs. So as of now, 10 years later, I'll explain the programs. They have one program called Story Night. That's the 5-year-olds to 7-year-olds. And that's on Tuesday. So they go on some basic stories of the prophets, and just very, very simple. The kids who are 5 to 7-year-olds, they'll play an activity, and then they'll do a story night where they'll explain the story and a setting story. And then there's a program called FNL. It's called Friday Night Live. Okay? Friday Night Live is basically broken down by segments. So instead of having one person just give a lecture for an hour, you have about 4 to 5 organizers that will come and talk about a specific thing that they want to discuss. So we have a thing called GPS. GPS, you put your GPS, find the direction you're going. We have that on, it's basically tafsir. Specific ayat that we go over for 20 minutes, only 20 minutes. This is for high school now. High school. Okay? And then we started this program. And that was for that. And then we'll do this thing called Real Talk. So what's issues that are happening in high school? Homosexuality is happening in high school, drugs. So we'll have someone to talk about these issues to the kids, Real Talk. And then we'll have one on called End of Days. Then what happens in the signs of the Day of Judgment, what happens after you die. So basically every 20 minutes is a new segment. So someone that's a hafiz, or someone that just started learning Islam for the first time, can come and enjoy it. So this is a program. We have this program, guess what happens? All these people start coming, all these little kids started coming. And it's meant for high school and college. Then we decided to do a thing called TNL, Tuesday Night Live, for just middle school. So they have their own program. So same format, but now it's different organizers managing that program. So you have Story Night, you had TNL, you had FNL, and then we had our Saturday halakha that we had for the last 10 years. And that is basically different halakat at the masjid for each age segment. For elementary, you have for junior high, middle school, then you have high school and college. So it is, depending on your age, you would go, and then you would go to that circle that you were a part of. And that's more intense knowledge. After now is more awareness, and then they kind of get upgraded to a more serious halakha. This didn't happen overnight. And by the way, you might say, oh, we want to do the same thing at our masjid. I'm just saying that took time. Those organizers, they're committed. So if their family goes to them and says, we have a party, we have an azumah tonight, you can't go, they're like, no, I have a commitment. I have a commitment. I decided I'm going to give up my Saturday for Allah. And they're committed. So they're not people that will just say, no, I can't do it this week. No, they're going to do it this week. There's I'll end here. I remember when I was engaged to my wife is from California. That's why I moved here. And I told her when she moved to Chicago first. So I told her, when we get married, you're never going to have Saturdays. I told her, you'll never have Saturdays. Tell me if this is going to be a problem. And she was smart, it wasn't a problem. She never had Saturdays because I was committed to it. So I'm just saying that any measure can do these programs, but what's very, very critical is the organizers have to be committed. If you do it for 2 weeks and you quit the third week and you're going to miss the second, it won't work. It won't work. It takes time. It takes an upbringing to appreciate Islam. It can happen. But I would encourage you, I don't know the masjid really well, I'm sure it's a great masjid. I think it's very critical of hiring a youth director. I think every masjid needs a youth director. That's their job and their commitment of how to strategize, how to implement these programs. I'm sorry I went so long.
MashaAllah. Just quickly, we still need translation for Arabic for sisters? Okay. Exactly. It is, the talk is mainly for youth and people who work with youth in the masajid. Huh? No, I just want to make sure that the sister, it's clear, sister.